So today, we have the Hail Mary Kaiju from Invincible taking on Gigantomachia from My Hero Academia. Who wins? Well, let's find out. So, let's talk about size. Due to his gigantification quirk, Machia is massive, even bigger than Mount Lady. He stands at his max at 82 feet tall. Pretty big. But Hail Mary was the name given to a massive kaiju by Cecil. She stood at about or over 80 feet tall as well. So size, they're roughly the same, like literally equals. So let's talk about Hail Mary first. She kind of resembles Cthulhu. She has six tentacles on her face, with four of them being twice as long as the other two. She has a menacing mouth, adorned with several colossal rectangular teeth, complemented by a row of razor-sharp teeth further back in her mouth. She also had spikes protruding from her back and shoulders, and while she walks on all fours, she can stand on her hind legs. Upon her first defeat to Omni-Man, she was put on ice by Cecil and the GDA. They then enhanced her by giving her every known steroid and performance-enhancing drugs, as well as removing her pain receptors. Even before being enhanced, she was still strong enough to make Omni-Man struggle in their first fight. But afterwards, it's like a different story. She's a different monster now. She was able to stand her ground against Omni-Man and Invincible at the same time, and at that point, we'd seen Mark stop a big asteroid by himself, and we'd seen Nolan slaughter the Guardians by himself. Her jaws were so strong that Nolan struggled to keep her mouth open, and her tentacles were able to restrain them both temporarily. She also destroyed a big chunk of land by slamming on top of it with all her might, taking down Omni-Man and Invincible in the process. She easily took several hits from both of them, as well as being electrocuted by a power line. And since her pain receptors were removed, she doesn't feel pain. This allows her to keep pushing herself at her best despite any damage she has endured. And she doesn't have any speed feats, but her tentacles were fast and swift enough to catch Omni-Man and Invincible out of the air. So pretty fast considering they can fly easily several Mach speeds. But Machia is one of the most powerful villains in My Hero Academia. Plain and simple, like truly. He serves All For One and Shigaraki as their personal bodyguard, and therefore All For One gave him several quirks best suited for him to be basically an unstoppable force of nature. I've already mentioned his gigantification quirk, which is where most of his strength and durability comes from. But he also has another quirk called Fierce Gains, which increases his muscle mass even more so. He casually trampled over an entire forest and a city. He can easily bust out of the ground, and he easily overpowered Mount Lady, a big pro hero, which her quirk is also gigantification. He literally just tossed her to the side with just one hand. Just one hand. Grabbed her by the foot and yeeted her to the side. And when she grabbed onto his feet, he literally just slowed down a little bit. That's it. He kept on breaking out of Best Genius's fiber restraints, pushing him to his limits, and even put a massive hole in a mountain. A whole mountain, and he put a big hole in it. He has three quirks that help with his durability and endurance. Pain Blocker does exactly what it sounds like it does. It blocks out pain. Endurance, which is his original quirk, allows him to convert his morale into physical energy to exert. And Energy Saver allows him to function at 100% on very small amounts of nutrition, hydration, and sleep. Dobby's Fire, Cannon Fire, and several things of Dynamite didn't do anything to him, really, nothing. He basically tanked any and all attacks sent his way with no problem. He was finally knocked out by a massive fiery punch from Endeavor, the #1 hero, after a large dose of drugs had finally kicked in. He can also function at 100% for over 2 days straight before even starting to tire. And he can run at 60 miles per hour, because of course he can, why not? He has 2 more quirks. Mole allows him to grow mole-like features on his fingers, face, and back to help him burrow through the ground and bust through any obstacle in front of him, no matter the size of it. And Dog provides him with heightened sense of smell and hearing, so he can always find All For One or the target that All For One has sent him after. Gran Torino said it best when he said that Gigantomachia was a walking natural disaster, because he really is. So, who wins this giant matchup, this giant fight? Well, I'm gonna admit, it's a tough one. Not only are they basically the same size, but both are virtually just unstoppable monsters that don't feel pain. Machia is virtually unmatched in the world of My Hero Academia. It takes several powerful characters fighting him to even stand a chance, and even then, it's really not likely that they're gonna win. I mean, if you've read the manga or if you've seen the show, he just tramples over anything in his path. He truly does. With all of his quirks, he's just virtually unstoppable. While on the other hand, Hail Mary was stopped by Invincible. Just one guy. At that point, Nolan was fighting the Immortal, so Mark killed her by himself. However, even at that point in this show, and this is the weakest Invincible has ever been, he's only gotten more powerful. Invincible was already stronger than everyone in My Hero Academia. That's a fact. No one in My Hero Academia could survive what he survived or stop an asteroid by themselves. It's just what it is. This means Nolan would just body everyone in My Hero Academia with ease. And Hail Mary was able to temporarily not just fight against, but hold the upper hand over both of them. 2 guys that would body the My Hero Academia universe. To me, this puts her on a higher level than Machia, while I do believe Machia is one of very few, if any, others that could fight against them. With his Pain Blocker quirk and all his other quirks, I think he could fight against them. He would not win, though. And I don't think he would do as well as Hail Mary did. So at the end of the day, while I do think this would be a great monster bash of a fight, I'm going to have to side with the Hail Mary Kaiju on this one. Hail Mary wins. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you thought and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all the great stuff. I truly do appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.